And we are live. This is About Last Night, episode, I don't know, 15 or so, but we're talking right now, this morning, about the first reactions to The Rise of Skywalker. I'm joined by the Groovinator. Morning, Groove.
Oh, no. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
The little Weezer, say it ain't so. Whoa, whoa. Oh, so the first reactions have hit the Twitter sphere for The Rise of Skywalker. And this pretty much dominated our conversation last night outside of, the weekend box office. Because this is like what's relevant right now in the zeitgeist. And
it's almost hard not to comment on it, just watching this whole thing unfold. And there's a group of people there that are kind of checked out. I'm kind of with that crowd. I just kind of just don't care anymore. It's like and it's funny because I came into YouTube over my frustration of Star Wars and just watching it be destroyed by this crappy politics crap and all that kind of stuff. Just watch it be hijacked and murdered. And I'm like, I have to find a way to make a negative into a positive, and now it's like I'm at the point where I'm not even covering it anymore because I don't have interest. My subscribers don't have interest. It's just not there. I make a Star Wars video and nobody watches it. So nobody wants to watch Groove rant about Star Wars anymore.
I keep on keeping on with it. Good morning, Ray's Double Dong. Hail, Chris Wicks.
Hail, Chris Wicks.
Here for a couple minutes before bed. I have to be up in 3 hours. Oh, I'm probably after the show. I have to go renew something. Do my the license plates on my vehicle, and I'm gonna come home and go back to bed probably for a little bit. I'm not gonna do a video till later today. This cold is still kind of clinging to me right here, right before Christmas, and it's like this needs to go away.
I've noticed it kind of comes and goes with you. It's like, oh well, he sounds better. Oh, there it is back again.
Yep. and this is the product of having a son that's in preschool around.
Oh yeah, they bring all kinds of wonderful things home with them.
Oh yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah, little people are petri dishes for the cooties and the cruds.
Yes, they are. That is definitely true. Like I said, this is like the first time I've been sick all year. I mean, I'm like, really, it had to hit me right now.
Yeah, I'm like scared that's going to happen to me too. Like I'm going to get like deathly sick just before I travel out on Saturday. Like, please God, don't get sick. I'm like trying to avoid people. I'm thinking about maybe getting one of them little surgical masks and putting that shit on.
Yeah, get a SARS mask.
Right, SARS mask. I haven't heard that reference in a while.
I've been waiting to pull that one, blow the dust off of it.
Take me back about 2 or 3 years ago, right?
We can talk about Ebola. I mean,
oh no,
that was remember when everybody was going to catch Ebola?
Oh, you mean you talking about Chipotle's menu?
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. Get your Ebola burritos today from Chipotle.
Chris says you need
Chipotle does not endorse. Itapaculion's a place to be reviews.
No, they don't. Chris says I do need some rest. That's my problem. I'm like a night owl. But let's see here. So some of these reactions we're gonna do a screen share here on these because
I'm scared. I'm scared, Pete. I'm scared.
I found this. We're over on IGN. Let's go up to the top here. On their Facebook page, and that I'm not even going to get in that comment section because that's the one. Remember the one I was sharing with you in the private chat the other day from IGN?
Oh yeah,
that was that dumpster fire. Well, I'm not even getting involved in it. I was just kind of a non-partisan.
I used to follow IGN, and then they just have a history of having misprinted articles.
Oh yeah,
and people that literally copy reviews from other people, and then just flat out plagiarism, and it makes me angry because it's like I studied journalism and I wanted to be a journalist and I can't even get a job, and idiots like this are getting paid to literally just plagiarize the internet. It's like, fuck this society. God damn it.
Oh yeah, well they fucking They don't care. These people don't. We know they don't have editors. Obviously, I mean that's
the problem. They don't have editors. They're uploading this shit to a fucking server, from their cell phone, and it's like, they come off like Twitter tweets,
That's most of these are just like you said, they just copy and paste tweets, and
you're lucky if you can get an article without spelling errors in it, But I misspell stuff too, but I'm a YouTuber. I don't have the same amount of accountability as these assholes do.
Yeah. All right, so this is Adam Bankhurst. This was 2:46 a.m. this morning. Members of the press, celebrities, and lucky others attended the world premiere of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker ahead of its theatrical debut on December 20th, 2019, and their first impressions were mostly positive.
AKA shills.
They got flown, on red carpet treatment. Of course, they were shown for this movie. Many claim they will need a lot of time to digest everything that fills the final chapter of the Skywalker saga. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Here's a roundup of the first reactions to The Rise of Skywalker. Of course, we start with IGM's Jim. We don't care.
Not quite Vagoda. Yeah.
Not quite a Vagoda. I'm still processing my thoughts on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, but overall, I would say I liked it. I had some big problems with it. Can't say I loved it, but there's still a lot to unpack.
So he hates it.
Yeah,
that's exactly verbatim how I felt about The Last Jedi when I saw it.
Yeah.
Going in as a Star Wars fan,
Mm-hmm. IGN's Terry Schwartz says, okay, let's just read the tweet. Fuck what they're little saying in between here. I've seen Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. It's ... a lot. There's a lot I like and some I loved, but overall my feelings are pretty mixed. It felt like an apology for The Last Jedi in some ways, and a sequel to The Force Awakens in many, which I found frustrating. Yeah. Really? Like,
okay. Yeah. So it's, this is why you should have just let J.J. Abrams do The Last Jedi instead of Rian Johnson. It sounds like this is probably the sequel he would have done had he not been working on whatever the fuck else it was he was doing at the time. Was it Star Trek? Didn't he leave? He had to go do another Star Trek. No, he didn't do another Star Trek movie. I don't know. He had something better going on, and then Rian Johnson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what it was he was doing.
Yeah. I thought it was Star Trek, but I don't know.
I've lost track. Yeah.
But it's Jar Jar, and
a lot of people don't like a lot of people like I don't want to turn this into a Star Trek versus Star Wars thing, but he did do Star Trek before Star Wars was kind of relevant to the discussion here. But yeah, he did the Star Wars or Star Trek movie. All right, and I like that movie a lot. Okay, I think it still holds up pretty good. But then he did Into Darkness, which a lot of people do not like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty ass-backwards sequel. I don't think it's as terrible as some people say it is, but it's definitely not as strong as the first. So you see a pattern here, is that Jar Jar Abrams does not do sequels well at all. At all.
Yeah, he even said he's not good at endings.
No. Yes, that's the mystery box is his convenient trope to write himself out of having to do an ending. It's like, well, just leave it on a mystery. Goodbye.
Yep. Yeah, at the end of a saga, which is well, I don't even call this. Well, this trilogy is just ugh. So. All right, let's see. Next one here is another Terry Schwartz. I love a lot of The Last Jedi, and while I know it's not a perfect movie, I think it's greater than the sum of its parts. You will pay the price for your lack of vision, Terry Schwartz. Oh, I'm still processing The Rise of Skywalker, but I find myself feeling the opposite. And like many feel with The Last Jedi, a couple things I didn't like sour the movie for me. Okay, so The Last Jedi wasn't a couple things, it was the entire thing. It was trash. Now I know what this. Okay, I'm done with her. She's boring. Let's see. This is who is this? Another IGN critic, Laura Prudhomme. Oh, there it is, right there. She's got the blue check mark, so we know she's serious. That's the mark of stunning and bravery. I'm still processing Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. The emotional,
it's the cone of shame.
the cone of shame. It is. I've worked so hard to get this cone of shame. I know. We know you have, Laura. We know you have. The emotional highs are spectacular, and there are a lot of payoffs. Some earned, some not. But some choices feel like an unnecessary course correct from The Last Jedi, and some just plain didn't make sense. Need to see it again. Right. Yeah.
I've heard that one before. How many of these movies did people need to watch twice just to understand what they watched?
I don't know.
Why is this a thing? Why do you have to see it multiple times to understand it? What, were any of the previous movies before the sequel trilogy ever like that? Like you had to watch it. Like if you watch it again, you watch it because you liked it and you wanted to maybe pick, because there was a lot to visually digest, like especially with the prequels. There was a lot to visually digest, so you went back to see it again, but you always understood them.
Oh, that was the thing with me with the prequels. When I saw them in the theaters, it wasn't that I didn't grasp them, because I perfectly understood them,
right?
And I didn't dislike the Phantom Menace when I first saw it. I was like, well, this is really this is interesting. I'm like, it's like it was a lot, like you said, it was a lot to take in because of the world building and everything getting thrown at you. But it was, I liked it. I thought it was good.
It was a vast departure from the first Star Wars, or previous outings of Star Wars, I should say. It was a vast departure from that, but it was I thought, I don't know, I like the Phantom Menace.
I love, dude. I honestly, I love. I know it has flaws, but I love that movie.
I went and saw that fucker 9 times at the theater, dude. I saw it like 2 or 3 times at the main cinemas, and then when I was in Joliet, we had like a $1 cinema, and then when they put it there, I just kept going back and seeing it as many times as I could before it was gone.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that.
Hey, if you like it, whatever, man, enjoy it.
I don't know if it was a $1 movie, but it was. We just called it that. It was just like discounted tickets,
Yeah. Speaking of enjoying things, sounds like Elizabeth Banks enjoyed this. Actress Elizabeth Banks, who we all look to for our Star Wars knowledge and wisdom and what she thinks of Star Wars, because when it comes to Star Wars, there is no one that has more knowledge of an IP or franchise.
Dude, she's trying so hard to stay relevant, and it's like she is a soundbite in 2019. That's it. That's all she is. She's a soundbite right now.
Yep. So here it is. Actress Elizabeth Banks cried while watching The Rise of Skywalker and says it has, quote, the best no-sex love scene I've seen in a long while. Oh, wow. God. Well, apparently we get right before, spoiler alert, right before Kylo dies, he kisses Rey. And then Disney is endorsing the Reylo hashtag on Twitter now, because it has the little lightsabers like you see on Twitter with the Rise of Skywalker. It's not showing them on here.
No, they did. If you scroll up a couple, they showed the little lightsabers.
Yep, right here. Okay.
There you go. There's the whole bunch of them in these tweets. Yeah.
There's these on the Reylo thing now.
God, that's disgusting.
Uh-huh.
I'm a barf.
Of course, another Star Wars genius and wealth of information. I think she writes for Wikipedia. She knows so much about Star Wars. Director Ava DuVernay of the dumpster fire, the money-losing movie that's not for me to talk about, A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, Wrinkle in Time.
A Wrinkle in Time. Okay. It's not for me. I have no right to review it.
You're not allowed to talk about it, Pete. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I mentioned that, which I shall not speak.
Yeah, it wasn't made for us. Yeah, so we're not allowed to acknowledge its existence. Yeah.
The perfect end to an epic saga. The story is truly emotional. The direction is jaw-dropping. I don't know how he did it. To balance scope and scale with so much heart, like that is a feat. The performances are so damn good, especially Daisy, a fantastic ride.
So is Daisy a fantastic ride?
I don't know, man.
Is Daisy going to become a fantastic ride at Galaxy's Edge now?
Maybe they might have some more attendance. I mean, I don't know. She'd be a draw. She doesn't really have them hips. I don't know. So let's see. Oh, and look at this guy, Kyle Krieger, another blue check mark replying to Ava DuVernay. Now, what do you think Kyle is going to say to her?
That's a good question. I'm trying to process that. Yeah, Slay Queen. Hashtag stunning and brave. I don't fucking know.
Give us more,
Oh
Queen.
my god! I was so close. Jesus, I did not look ahead. I do not. No, I'm not scrolling this. This is you screen sharing.
Queen. Give us
Jesus,
more.
God, it's like I'm clairvoyant, dude.
Yes, dude.
Or are these people that predictable? I'm thinking it's the latter. Yeah,
they're that predictable.
I am not a fortune teller.
That was a good guess.
I should have put my hat on.
And this one is my favorite. Vanity Fair's Joanna Robinson. And she has a purple-haired fucking avatar. And the O in her name is a snowflake.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Oh, this is comically bad.
This is great. If you love The Last Jedi, I have some bad news for you. If you didn't, then you might be pretty stoked. Yeah. Yep.
Snowflakes. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, here's another Vanity Fair blue check mark. When people, Anthony Bresnikan, when people talk about Star Wars, they talk about their childhoods, their best memories, the people they loved and shared it with. The Rise of Skywalker brings back all those feelings and then some. I absolutely loved it. And now I feel that's an R2D2 gif.
Yeah, except R2D2's falling over.
Yeah.
If you click on that, yeah. So they feel defeated.
I guess so. Oh, and this right here, I've been waiting for this one because I did look at this, but if I can get, this is the same guy, Anthony Bresnikan. The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker work together perfectly, just like this guy used the wrong example because nothing about this scene works.
Right. That's been like comically
dissected,
represented. It's been digitally altered badly to show that they had they should have done a few more takes on this shot. Okay?
Yeah, because Kylo's like slapping the ground with the blade of his lightsaber while he's waiting for these guys. The guards are just standing around waiting for these two to finish what they're doing so they can attack. It was a horrible scene. It's horrible.
Something else I always hated about this scene that I don't think I've ever mentioned until now is this is supposed to take place on a spaceship.
Yeah.
And the background looks like it's like the set of the Phantom of the Opera or some shit.
Yes.
Like, it's like the green screen behind it to represent the rest of the ship was just tinted red because they forgot to fucking make some shit for it, or you know what I mean? It's odd that that's on a spaceship and in the throne room just looks like that. It's like I'm just surrounded by red backdrop with no background.
I was like, is Snoke's like the wall behind his throne?
Yeah, because it's like if you
green screen,
it's like Return of the Jedi. He's up in the needle tower there, but you can see the star fields in the background. Yeah, I mean, I'm not nitpicking. It's just this shit don't make sense.
No, you can nitpick. It's fine. Oh, Tony Alakanukis says, "I'm so sad. I missed Ray's dong." Oh, Tony.
Ray's dong will always be here in spirit, Tony.
Ray's dong lives on. It lives on.
Yep.
So yeah, this was a fucking for this what is this guy's name? Anthony Bresnikan here. This guy here that R2 fallen over guy. Yeah, to say the Rise of Skywalker and work together, works perfectly with The Last Jedi and use this as the example, you have chosen poorly.
Unless he's purposely trying to tell us something.
I think he subliminally is. Like he's trying to act like he liked the movie, but it was shit.
He's hiding his true disdain with GIF images from people that don't understand how Star Wars works, because I'm getting that vibe off of a lot of these people here.
Yep. All I'll say about The Rise of Skywalker, this is Angelique Jackson from Vanity Fair, is that I cried 3 times, which seemed fitting for the end of the 3rd trilogy to which I've devoted so much of my time. It was everything and nothing I expected. Thank you, J.J. Abrams. I bet you she's been a Star Wars fan. She's been busting her ass for like 6 months.
Her and Christian Harloff, right?
Yeah. Oh, Harloff. Yeah.
Busted my ass being a fan. I'm like, how do you bust your ass being a fan? Unless you're a Chicago Blackhawks fan right now, you don't really have to bust your ass to be a fan.
Oh, let's see what else we got. Eric Eisenberg here from Cinema Blend. There is good in Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, but there is more that is disappointing. There are a number of choices that just don't track. fan service that doesn't work, and ignore details that are missed.
And that's why I like Cineblend. You know,
Yep.
I'm a fan of that site.
There's Ray. Look, she's so stunning and brave.
You know, it'd just be interesting if they would just give her one different costume in all the 3 movies. You know, it's like, I'm not saying she had to be Padme and change her costume 8 times in a scene, but you know, couldn't you given her anything else, like literally anything else? If they would have put her in a black outfit for this movie, I might have been marginally excited, like at best. This does not interest me because it's like, well, you didn't change nothing here, so I'm not expecting anything to be different, except that she's going to be running through the redwood forest with a lightsaber, you know, doing her best geeking out thing.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, Up Rocks, Mike Ryan. This is so funny because I had a boss named Mike Ryan. I worked for this guy for like 10 years, and this is what his voice sounds like. And it sounds even better now that I have like this cold because it works. But I'm going to read it in his voice. Pete, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is certainly the most convoluted Star Wars. There is a lot I liked, but the first half gets so bogged down with exposition. That's not Burger King. And new plot and doodads and beacons, beacons, and transmitters. It feels like there should have been 3 movies. This should have been 3 movies on its own, Pete. It's bad. This is Mike Ryan. But yeah, I'm not even joking. That's pretty much what he sounds like.
That was wonderful.
Thank you. So yeah, this guy's pretty much saying this movie's kind of a mess. And I don't know if I shared the picture, but their picture of somebody posted a picture of the Sith holocron on there, and it looks terrible.
What is the Sith holocron again?
A Sith holocron is it's this like triangle pyramid shaped doodad that they plug in. It's a MacGuffin.
Oh, MacGuffin.
It's a MacGuffin.
Dude, I read something so hilarious on the bullshitters this morning. Somebody put a picture of one of the new Sith troopers on there.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, you know how we're always talking about, we liked those, like with the prequels and the original trilogy, they always had those books out that had breakdown of, you know, how the armor works and the spaceships and all that kind of stuff. So somebody had one of those from the Sith trooper, and somebody put a comment on there. This is... The belt can now hold up to 5 MacGuffins. I love it. I love that. I love that comment so much, man.
That's perfection right there.
Whoever wrote that, you sir are a legend. They're legend. Yeah.
Yes. That is fucking awesome. It can hold 5 MacGuffins. Jesus Christ. 5 MacGuffins and 1 Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is right there. Boom.
Yep. There's a video game.
Excuse me. Here's Eric Davis of, what is he from? Fandango. Yeah. Fandango, of course, we know that's they're in bed with Rotten Tomatoes, yada yada yada.
They're the same, yeah.
Yeah.
Einhorn is
Finkel. Einhorn is
Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Yeah. Fandango and Rotten Tomatoes is the Finkel Einhorn amalgamation. Yeah.
It hasn't even achieved its final form yet. Epic. All of it.
Christ.
I'm sorry. Does that guy's picture? Is he wearing a hat, or is that a fucking bad hairpiece? I think it's a hat. But it just looks like a bad hairpiece. I mean, it looks like the grandpa from hairpiece. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. His rug that catches on fire.
You couldn't hear a dump truck and a nitroglycerin plant.
Oh, let's see what Eric Davis has to say. Epic, all of it. The Rise of Skywalker is a terrific finale that is just stuffed with so much of everything: action, adventure, answers, humor, heart, love, and grit. I spent the entire second half with tears in my eyes. A wonderful way to end the Skywalker story. Oh my God.
Oh, hey, Tony says holocrons are ancient repositories of knowledge and wisdom that can only be accessed by those skilled in the Force. That's totally sounds like a MacGuffin to me.
It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Because that's how they find. That's how he finds Exegol.
Because I'm one of those nerds that used to read a lot of these books that we don't talk about anymore because they supposedly don't exist, and just never remembered hearing anything about a holocron.
Yep, those are that's more from the cartoons, I believe.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't follow a lot of those,
and I think they used them in the EU too. I'm not sure though. But I haven't seen like all of the Rebels or
me either, man. I watched
yet.
I watched some of the Clone Wars, and I found them to be difficult to sit through.
See, I liked the Clone Wars, but I didn't really care for Rebels.
You remember when the Clone Wars was like Samurai Jack, like it was that type of
I like that because I like
animation.
Samurai Jack.
Yeah, I used to have those on DVD. Those were badass. But when they changed over to like CG, I remember I went and then I saw that movie, the Clone Wars movie that nobody fucking went to go see, and I was like the only asshole in the theater watching it. And then I watched maybe 3 or 4 episodes of the Clone Wars when it was on TV, and I just watched it and I'm like, okay, well, this is obviously not for my age. And I just stopped watching. And I know a lot of people are like, no, you got to stick it through it. You got to go. It's hard for me to do that. It's hard for me to wade through being bored to where I don't want to watch it anymore. You know, that was my first, feeling of that. I'm like, okay, this is the kids version of the Clone Wars that they didn't get from the movies. I got what direction it was going in. I just wasn't remotely interested in it.
Yeah. It got better as the show went on. I can honestly say, because I made it through like season 4.
And I keep saying that I'm gonna do this, and I haven't been able to do it, man. It's like I've tried it a couple of times, and I'm just like I'm staring at my phone and looking at the walls, and I'm like, I can't do this. I believe all you people that tell me this, but it's a slog to get through, man.
Well, here's somebody from Collider. This is Perry Nemiroff. Rise of Skywalker has a bumpy start, but finds its footing, and when it does, it flies, especially the second half. Dug the conclusion of certain key storylines, things I didn't even think I wanted. Random big likes, the use of Rey's theme, lots of lightsabers and Dio. Oh, God. Holy Diver.
Yeah. Ronnie James Dio.
Jesus Christmas. The fucking hairdryer droid that's on clearance at Walmart already. And the movie hadn't even fully premiered, and the shit's already on clearance because nobody wants it.
It's Dio. It's Do. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's better than poo, but not that much. This stuff, I swear.
Oh, here's Kyle Buchanan of the New York Times. Here it is. The Rise of Skywalker could only have been ruder to Rian Johnson if they motion smoothed it.
Wow.
What an angry, little weasel. Seriously, is this guy seriously shilling for Rian Johnson?
I think he looks like if he doesn't get his soy latte within the next 30 minutes, he's going to have a panic attack and have to go hide in a safety closet for a while with some stuffed animals.
He'll start screaming and shrieking.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Slash film. Peter Soretta. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker reaction. J.J. Abrams nailed it. He was able to bring a cohesive arc to this trilogy that feels like a fitting ending to the saga as a whole. I'm emotionally drained. Star Wars fans will be very happy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm skeptical.
I'm honestly probably most anticipating what you have to say about it.
All right. Yeah.
I'm anxiously. I will be on Friday night watching you either on a cell phone or on the computer if I can. But I will be in the chat. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I'm going to be. I will be honest. If there's something I like, I will give it credit. But if there's, if it's just trash, I'll say that too.
We tend to like the same things. It's like I'll tell you if something's good. I'll be like, dude, you should probably check out Alita Battle Angel, and you checked it out, you liked it, and you know what I mean. It's like I didn't steer you wrong on that one, So and you do the same with me. So And then when they're really bad, like Charlie's Angels and Black Christmas, we're texting each other like, "Get me the fuck out of here! I'm gonna lose my mind."
You're texting people from the theater. You're in the theater.
You are, dude. Like, I never do that. I think that's rude. It's rude as fuck to do that. But it's like I was in the very back of the theater, and I was just like, "Wow, this movie, dude! Oh my god, why?" You know?
Same with me with Charlie's Angels. I was sitting literally at the very back of the theater, right underneath the projector, and there was 4 other people in the theater, and they were sitting like the ones were sitting like 6 rows ahead of me, and the other
probably the same crowd that I saw at Black Christmas is probably the same 4 people, because there's only 4 people at Black Christmas, and it was the first showing, and I'm like, wow, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They could hear me groaning.
Actually, no, I don't think it was the first showing. I think it was the second showing, because I had to see the later one, because I just walked out of Jumanji 2, which was great, you know, and then I'm okay when I go to the movies, dude, as long as I see like one good one and one bad one. I feel like I had a decent, because that's kind of where we're at now in 2019. It's like it's 50-50 whether a movie's going to be a pile of shit or a great time, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see here. Adam B. Very of Variety. I'm going to need a minute to digest Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. There's so much movie in this movie, but it gives its best moments. But its best moments are the quietest and most human, giving this more of a think, though. Oh, and he replies to himself. Oh, here it is right here. Oh, I can also confirm there's queer representation. It lasts maybe 2 seconds. So,
ladies and gentlemen, let the virtue signaling begin.
Yeah. Why is this a thing? Why? This is, and this is the thing is, and I'm not being a homophobe here, because that's not what I'm about. Because I voted in favor of legalizing gay marriage, honestly. When they, it was on the ballot, I think it was whatever, but I mean, I was in favor of that, because I think if heterosexual people can get married, divorced, and be miserable, I think gays should be able to too. But no, seriously, I have no issue with that. But I mean, don't try to make it like some kind of statement that, is just not even fits in the narrative of the movie. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, it's a galaxy far, far away. So I guess, every galaxy you go to is going to be just as much virtual signaling in there than there is where we're already at. I don't know what I'm trying to go over with this. Too early for this shit. Yeah. Well,
is there going to be a is there any guarantee that everything that exists in our reality exists there? Like, they always make such a big deal out of this, but do they forget that it's space?
Do they Twitter in this movie?
Yeah, I know. Are they like on there going, OMG, like I just saw a gay Twi'lek with a gay Wookiee or some shit, like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. Like, I know it doesn't have, I mean, yeah, is there blue check marks in a galaxy far, far away?
I mean, the only thing is now we know why this movie's so long. We had a lot of check boxes that needed to be filled.
Yep.
Bottom line, they have to be filled.
Here's Brandon Davis of comicbook.com. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is good. It's big and full of surprises. And in the words of Luke Skywalker, this is not going to go the way you think. Oh, I'm pretty sure that it will, Brandon.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it will. The Brandalorian is his name.
It's kind of a cool name.
It is. That's a nice play on it.
It's clever.
I can give him credit for that. Let's see, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is a lot. It's a big, giant movie with a lot of spectacle and high stakes. It's definitely going to start a conversation, or a lot of conversations among fans. Rob Keyes of Screen Rant calls it immensely satisfying and a massive saga to the end. Just stepped out of The Rise of Skywalker. It's an immensely satisfying and massive end to the saga. It somehow addresses issues, problematic. Okay.
Here we go. There's some buzzwords.
Problematic characters and most unanswered questions from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi 2. I didn't have any questions after Last Jedi outside of who the fuck.
I was going to say, it's a J.J. Abrams movie. Of course there's going to be unanswered questions, because he himself does not know what he's doing. It's like you said, he can't end things. Yeah.
Let's see. Cinema Blend.
So far you've had two directors in the sequel or in the sequel trilogy. One who can't write, he's a lazy writer and admitted it. Okay, and then you have one that can't end things. Good job, Kathleen Kennedy, putting these people in these positions.
And then
thank you, Kathleen.
And then they get rid of Colin Trevorrow that was supposed to do this one.
Not saying that would have been much better, but I do agree with Colin Trevorrow in the handling of Luke Skywalker. That was absolute fucking bonkers bullshit.
Yep. So
this is the Luke Skywalker saga, and you couldn't even keep him alive to the last fucking movie.
Yeah. Well, then they say Trevorrow said that he didn't have Palpatine in his. That wasn't in the original.
Of course he didn't, because he's fucking dead. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's ever really gone.
Oh, yes, they are. Stop it. Stop it. This is like American Horror Story Coven, like Linkalex was talking about the other day. They just bring everybody back that died at the end.
I think that's what's going to happen with this one, dude. I think they're going to totally endgame this shit and bring back everybody that's ever been killed, and they're going to have like a fucking cameo.
I would laugh.
I bet you that's what's going to happen. I'm almost willing to put fucking money on it that you're just going to like ghosts are just going to like temporarily come back to life.
You know, it'd be funny if they actually just played the Avengers music and all these portals started opening up, and like all and fucking let's see, Luke Skywalker drops in the middle of it like Cap did, and
he
summons his lightsaber.
Darth Maul's whipping around with his double lightsaber. It's just fuck, dude.
Jedi assemble.
There's no point. The only time that something like that would be fun is if I was 5 and I was doing it with my action figures. Seriously.
Oh, let's see. So, this is Cinema Blend. Rise of Skywalker is a drastic departure from The Last Jedi, but also not as invigorating as The Force Awakens. It is a movie packed with action. It's seriously nonstop, but also jammed with fan service. At Star Wars fans, brace for the debates.
Oh, Tony Alex said, I'll always wonder what George Lucas's treatments were for the sequel trilogy. The Rise of Skywalker will be the first Star Wars movie I haven't seen in the theater since Return of the Jedi. I was having this discussion on Facebook with somebody recently, and they're talking about the director's cut of not BVS,
Justice League.
Maybe it was Justice League. I don't know. And it was something newer, something more recent. I don't think it was Justice League, but I'm like, this again. It's like it seems like there's maybe a Suicide Squad. All right, I don't know, but we live in this era where we want another director's version of a movie that's already out. Like thinking there's some phantom copy of a movie that might be better than the ones that we're getting. What does that say for the state of movies in general?
That's terrible.
It's like I agree. I would love to know what Lucas was going to do, but we're not ever going to see that. You know that, right? It's like you may as well believe in Santa Claus. Okay.
Wait, what'd you say about Santa Claus?
Nothing. Never mind.
Damn it! Yeah. Don't do that to me.
I was kidding. Yeah.
Did you see Tony's last comment? I'm answering it right now. He said both Han Solos come through the portal.
Yeah. There you go. Alden Ehrenreich and fucking Harrison Ford, like old ass Harrison Ford, and they're like, I don't know, probably holding hands. I don't know.
I just said Ford would shoot Peckerwood. They'd come through and he'd be like, Alden Peckerwood would be like, we're both Han Solos, and Ford would be like, yeah, okay, kid, and just fucking shoot him. That'd be hilarious. Just shoots him.
And then he's gonna do Call of the Wild. Whoa.
Harrison Ford. He's wearing his Hoth gear in Call of the Wild. There's a fucking tauntaun behind the cab.
This might smell bad, kid, but it'll keep you warm. Until I get the shelter built.
Yeah. Well, it took you long enough to find us out here. Jesus, my tauntaun froze 2 days ago. I'll see you in hell. Let's see. Here's Dan Casey. Where's Dan Casey? Nerdist. Oh, Nerdist. Fuck them. All I can say is, wow, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker is many things. Horrifying, hopeful, violent, low-key horny, and
What?
full of the right kind of fan service. Who the fuck describes
I
Star
don't
Wars
want
like
low
that?
key horny in my fucking Star Wars, man. You know what? This ain't my Star Wars. What do I care? Put it
Yeah,
in there. I don't give a shit.
yeah,
And
whatever.
that's why I'm not going, because that's not what I ever wanted from these movies ever.
Oh God.
You know, even Attack of the Clones, as much as I attack it. Oh wow, that was a terrible bad pun. But that was essentially the love story that gets everything in motion. Even that
Yeah.
wasn't horny. You know, it was like the closest thing you got to horny was sands, course everywhere, and then
It's rough.
he's kind of rubbing her elbow or whatever.
Yep.
I'm like, that was just awkward.
He's like, "Hey, girl, your elbows ain't ashy at all."
It's like I want to like make an edit of that and put like some jump scares in there, like jump scare noises, just turn into a horror, because it's like he just came off as so creeper in that whole love story, man. It's like, oh God,
let's see.
Why?
Let's see what else we got. Oh, that's it. That's the end of this one.
Yeah, that gives me no hope at all. I'm glad I'm sitting it out. I just can't deal. You know, this time of year is stressful enough, and I went through a lot emotionally recently myself, and I cannot subject myself to this again. I don't want that migraine headache. I'm not. That's why I'm looking forward to your review. You're seeing it so that I don't have to.
I am. I'm doing that. And yeah.
You know, just I guess remember when you're watching it that you're not sitting through Black Christmas. That's all I can say. I don't know if that's better or worse, but you know.
Yeah, it's not Black Christmas or Charlie's Angels, so I'm all right. Or the Magic Christmas Tree.
Oh man, you guys dog on the Magic Christmas Tree so much.
Oh,
I thought you guys are gonna have a wonderful time with that, but
it was definitely something.
You have to. I guess I should probably warn you guys. You know, when you're rolling with the groove, I find the worst of the worst, and if it's so bad I can find fun with it, I should probably like brace yourselves. Bring the alcohol, because if the guy who loves bad movies is telling you it's a bad movie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just got notified of a copyright claim from the show last night.
There you go.
All right.
I guarantee 100% it's because of the trailer.
Oh yeah, it was Maverick. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're getting really psycho with that shit. I can't do trailer reactions on my channel anymore. I'm tired of fighting the copyright claims. They've really ramped up like even more in the past month here.
Yeah, they went back months on me to like my Batwoman late reaction trailer.
Every single one of them I have on my channel, it's like I've got a copyright claim for every trailer reaction I've ever done at this point. And it's like, wow, it's not just, it used to just be like Warner Brothers. Now it's everybody. Yeah. And you know what? And to warn you, you can't even play them silently, because like I had done that in my recent Black Christmas video. I just put like silent. I put the logos over there, you know, off to the side, because like I watch Red Letter Media, they put a part of a trailer in there all the time. So I had it broken up in chunks, so it wasn't playing the whole trailer in continuation.
Yep.
You know, I had it muted so you couldn't hear the sound. I was talking over it, and I got a claim on that.
See, that's ridiculous, because it's
so I had to go back and just generically put in like, you know, this is the part where I had, you know, a movie trailer in here where I talk out of it, but you know. Fucking copyright claims suck, and I was so mad when I typed it. I misspelled like because, you know, when I did it. So I don't, you know, I'm drawing attention to it, but I was angry. You know, I'm like, I got to do this shit now too. So if it seems a little choppy when you're watching, it's because I had to chop out all the trailers.
Yeah.
So I can't, you know, I'm a movie channel, and I can't contain any trailer footage ever.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It's bullshit.
It really doesn't. I don't know like why they're so it's stupid.
YouTube, man. They're getting psycho. It's like the adpocalypse, and now this shit, you know, it's like claim on literally everything. It's like all you can do now is talk, and that's about it. And you can barely do that.
Yep. You know, it's like, well, they put these trailers out there for for promotional use, and it's like, we're giving you free promotion for your movie, and
even if we're making fun of it, we're still showing it to people. You know, maybe somebody's watching the channel and makes a decision for themselves. Like, well, maybe that Pete guy is full of shit. You know, maybe I want to see that movie anyway.
Yeah. Oh,
But
hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was done.
I was gonna say I've got the opening crawl from The Rise of Skywalker here. I'm gonna read that.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's see here. Of course, and I go to making Star Wars, of course, and it fucking freezes because there's so many goddamn ads on this stupid ass website. What's this guy's name? Jason Ward. Fuck you, Jason Ward. All right, let's see here. Episode 9. This is the opening crawl. Episode 9. The Rise of Skywalker. The dead speak. The galaxy has heard a mysterious broadcast, a threat of revenge in the sinister voice of the late Emperor Palpatine. So they just go right into it in the fucking crawl. Jesus.
Wow.
Christ. General Leia Organa dispatches secret agents to gather intelligence, while Rey, the last hope of the Jedi, trains for a battle against the diabolical First Order. Meanwhile, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren rages in search of the Phantom Emperor, determined to destroy any threat to his power. There it is.
Yeah, not interested. I can't. There's just nothing about any of that makes me excited. I hate being in this position. I really do. I hate feeling like this.
Yeah.
I hate that I'm so apathetic towards it. You know, like I've gone from, and you know, it's funny because my friend Brian and I, we talk about, I'll be seeing him when I go back to Joliet, but we joke about this because like when these movies were coming out, you know, they're just like rolling them out like year after year after year. And I told him, I says, you know, this is we used to play PlayStation. That's kind of how we talked, you know. And I told him, I says, you know, Brian, I says, too much of a good thing is never a good thing. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I says, it's the law of diminishing marginal utility. I says, if you overflood the market with something, the people lose interest. You know, it's like you can only give them so much. And everything that we've seen in the days since I said that comment has 100% backed up what I said. It's like the toys not selling, you know, the people losing interest in the movies. You flooded the market with these movies. They weren't very good. They were rushed out the door, literally rushed out the door because they, you know, these idiots, they start with a release date and then they go forward.
Yeah.
And you're surprised and shocked. You know, a lot of it, people say, well, you know, they put a Marvel movie out all the time. I'm like, you understand, those movies are extremely diversified in the fact that they're all different. It's like you always feel like you're watching a different movie. With Star Wars, it's a mess. You know, if for the layman that doesn't know a lot about Star Wars coming into it, it's like you show me Episode 7 and then you show me Star Wars Rogue One, which, as much as I like that movie, trying to explain to my parents what that movie was is a headache that I never want to relive.
Oh yeah.
They were so fucking confused by that. And they're what I would call the normies. Like they know what Star Wars is. They recognize the characters and all the merchandise that I have, you know, sitting around hanging on my walls and everything. But, you know, they don't understand the lore and in the franchise the way that I do. So they didn't even know what that movie was. And then immediately after that, you got Episode 8. And then after that, you got a solo fucking origin story. It's a mess. It's a confusing hodgepodge mess of ideas that they just whipped out the door without putting so much as any thought into it. And you wonder why the stuff is, people like me are not interested anymore. It's like you flooded the market, you oversaturated the market with this stuff, and people just are no longer interested. They know that it's so obvious that you have no direction that you wanted to go in with this other than here's more of this thing, consume, don't question.
That's it. And it's you're a Russian bot or a troll for thinking otherwise.
Yep, and I've been called all of those things. Well, I wasn't called a Russian bot, thank you. I would actually probably be thrilled if somebody called me a bot or a robot or anything like that. I'm the fucking Groovinator. But you know,
I got called a Russian bot by this guy. He said my name and my profile looked like something a Russian bot would have.
Because I said that I wasn't interested in where the direction that this franchise was going in anymore, I got called a racist, a misogynist. I'm like, fuck's that got to do with anything? I said, I had no problem. I actually liked Rey a lot after Episode 7, and I wanted to know what they were going to do with that character. And, you know, in the second movie that we saw, they didn't do anything with her at all.
Yeah.
They teased it. And then they did nothing, and they just like, they're like, surprise, she's nobody. You know, it's like, well, that was dumb. You know, it's like, why would you disrespect the character like that you set up? You know, it's like you
make it more perfect.
You had something going here, and then you fucked it. You know, and there, you know, like the more I thought about it, the angrier I got. I'm like, you know, this really was just stupid. But it wasn't so much just the movie being bad. It was just this whole like heat that I caught from people that I've known for years, like literally blocking me out of their life or out of their lives because I don't like a movie. What is this backwards, fucked up society that I live in now? Where I'm not allowed to have my own opinions.
Well, these people took everybody that didn't like The Last Jedi and narrowed them in.
Yes.
And said, you must be alt-right.
It's easy for them. It's easier for them to just brand us as problematic people than to understand our concerns and needs. You know. Then
they wanted to go so far as saying that, oh, well, you don't like The Last Jedi, you must support the president then.
Yeah, that's what they do with that. It's like if then. It's a series of if then. Well, if you don't like this, then you must like this as well. Stop fucking trying to tell me who I am. Stop trying to lump me into categories of people that I clearly don't fucking belong in. Understand that I'm just a fan that wanted to be entertained and was disappointed. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we live in this society now where we have to remake everything. We have to hang on to these fucking brand logos. We can't just make anything wholly original anymore. It has to be something that was already created. But you want to make something different with that same logo on there, and it never fucking works when you do that.
Nope, they can't do that. You know,
sometimes they get it right. That's why I said when I saw Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't disrespect that brand. They gave you a different interpretation of it, but they still respected the original. And I'm like, that's the way you're supposed to do this shit. There's a kids movie that I enjoyed.
Yeah, it wasn't, it wasn't Playmobil.
It's oh god, dude. Yeah, well, you totally derailed me with that one.
Oh shit! I read, and I was talking about that 6 Underground movie. How bad! And who was it? Was it Jeremy Johns? Jeremy
Johns did that. I'm gonna pull up that screenshot. We'll share it. I just rather than show the whole video, I'll pull that up and because I just sent you that just before we went on.
Yeah.
I was watching the video and I'm like, holy shit, this is funny. Let's see. I'll find it here. And I got it. Okay. All I do is share.
But yeah, I was just like, see, I'm like, I don't feel so bad now.
It says, this is the most Michael Bay movie that has ever happened. It's Michael Bay extreme. Good or bad? Like snorting cocaine while chugging a keg of Red Bull up your ass.
Oh.
He's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
He fucking kills me, dude. Just the way he edits these things. Like he makes these like 3 or 4 minute reviews and just tells you exactly like it is. And it's just like quick edits, like just super fast, like, you know, and a lot of humor, you know. He cracks me up. He really does. And he doesn't work for anybody. He works for himself. That's what I like about him. He is like 100% not a shill. There's just no fucking way. Like he has sponsors and shit, but they're not people. Like they're not movie studios, you know. Like I think his sponsor is like he's got like some brand that like makes documentaries.
Okay.
You know, there's so literally nothing that could affect his reviews, you know.
Yep. Yeah, that's good though. And like I said, that's exactly what my sentiment was. Like this is like Michael Bay all over. Like,
you almost wish you would have said that on the review, right?
Yeah, like Jesus.
Because you said it was a hot mess, and I'm like, oh wow, and they spent so much money on that too. Like his budgets for his movies are like just ridiculous, you know. And was it full of explosions?
Oh yeah,
but explosion porn. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a Michael Bay movie, man. You know, he's got to have explosions.
You know what though?
If Michael Bay directed Little Women, there would be gunfights.
I would love to see a Michael Bay Little Women, dude.
Or how about like
I would fucking pay to see that, and I have a movie pass. I would pay separately to see Little Women directed by Michael Bay.
Or let's see what else. Like I'm trying to think. A remake of my mom's favorite movie, Somewhere in Time, by Michael Bay. You know that movie with Christopher Reeves?
I didn't see that one. No,
it's they used the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island up here in Michigan for that, and that is like my mother's favorite movie. But yeah, that would be like it's this like love story about like time travel and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, I could see Michael Bay doing that. There'd be like
Is that the one that's got what's his name from Clockwork Orange in there?
McDowell?
Yeah, isn't he in it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in God forever. Somewhere in Time.
That's a one where he's chasing after. Isn't it? Oh God, I sound like an old person when I talk now. It's like they're chasing Jack the Ripper. It's like H.G. Wells chasing Jack the Ripper.
No. Somewhere in Time's a love story.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, the one I'm thinking of it was a love story as well, but it was like a science fiction love story.
I don't. Let me look. I don't think so.
All right, never mind. Yeah, I'm thinking of a completely different movie.
Yeah, Somewhere in Time. Yeah, that was Christopher. I'm trying to think who that. Let's see.
But yeah, as much as I dog on Michael Bay, I still love The Rock, though. That's like one of my favorite movies ever. Like that was when he was in his prime. You know, like that. That's just like a great launched Nicolas Cage's career. You know, him and fucking Sean Connery together were just perfect. You know, I love that movie.
Okay, so Jane Seymour was Christopher Reeve's love interest in that movie. Christopher Plummer was in it.
Okay, yeah, it's a completely different movie.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that's like my mom's, like that's one of her favorite movies. But yeah, that'd be like a great Michael Bay remake. I think Little Women is it though. Like that would be like great.
There is actually a Little Women coming out. They've been advertising it on the trailers and a lot of the movies I've seen recently. So they're doing that again. I'm like, didn't we just do this like not very long ago? But
Florence Pugh, that's the new Black Widow.
Nowadays, it's like you get a remake like 5 years after the last one. You know, it's like sometimes they ignore the one that came before it. It's fucking confusing sometimes, man.
They waited 13 years to do another Black Christmas, and that took a shit.
Oh my God, that one, dude. You know, especially after I'm glad I watched the original. Like I want to say not the first night because my head was going to explode by the time I got home. And, but maybe the night after, I think it was like the next night they had like the original Black Christmas on Shudder and I watched it. I'm like, wow, this is actually good. You know, like I was shocked at how good it was. Cause I'd heard of it, but I never watched it. Cause it just, to me, it sounded like a trashy slasher. And It is a slasher, but it's not trashy. It's slick as fuck. I mean, it's got some great, camera work done there, like POV type stuff that was kind of like new for its time. And I could see a lot of the influences that it had on Halloween, like a lot, you know. It was, and you liked all the characters in it. And then you get Black Christmas 2019, where all the characters are archetypes of actual people, like placeholders for generic character stereotypes. And another review that I watched recently had said something that I kind of missed too. It's like they made the females so strong and powerful but by doing that, they made them like, you know, not Mary Sue's, but like a little too good for like reality. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when something happens to them, it's kind of like, yeah. So why am I supposed to care for this person? You know?
Yep.
That's a horror movie sin. And that's a movie that's trying to push female empowerment in a genre that doesn't need it, because how long have we had the final girl in like how many different horror movies?
It's been a long time.
You know? So why? It's like I'm saying, man, that whole movie is just preaching to the choir of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't really make any sense. But you know what's funny is you know, I said Katie Cassidy was in that. So, and I'm sorry, but she's beautiful. Katie Cassidy's now this is I'll share this because why the hell?
Now is this the one that's in Black Xmas?
Yep, in 2006. So
that one I haven't seen yet. I don't know if I want to, but I did. I am happy that I saw. Oh, hey, hello.
That's Katie Cassidy. She was in the Nightmare on Elm Street. She's right
Nothing
there.
Wrong with that.
No. So we went from that to Imogen Poots and that other, but that was well, that, and you had let's see who else, Michelle Trachtenberg, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Oliver Hudson, Lacey Chabert. So you had some decent name actresses in that one. This one you had nothing. I mean,
I'm not going to say anything bad about Imogen Poots. I think it's just that her character was written really sloppily. It was the
character, yeah.
It was a sloppy character. I think she was doing the best of what she had, but the script was just, it was like, it reads like somebody that was patting themselves on the back for thinking of this stuff. Like, oh, they're going to think I'm so, you know what I mean? It's like Super White Knight, It's like, why?
Here's a good comment from Tony Alec. We should have seen the problem in Hollywood in our culinary world first. People throwing bacon and cheese all over everything and putting passion fruit in the iced tea. Expectations subverted. Excuse me.
Yeah, dude. If I read this, I'm going to laugh too much. You have to read this.
That's the one I just put up on the screen?
Yeah, well, I'll try. Okay, we should have seen the problem in Hollywood in our culinary world first. People throwing bacon and cheese all over everything and putting passion fruit in the iced tea. Expectations subverted. Yeah.
Here's a follow-up right here. All I'm saying is, if I order a fucking pizza, please don't have some round-headed asshole sprinkle goat cheese all over it.
Exactly. I don't know if you ever read, Tony. If you go, this is a shameless plug, RaidersOfTheLostFlix.com, and then go in the search box and type in The Last Jedi. I did a written review for that, and I had to wait years before I did it. But I compared it to, The Last Jedi was like deconstructed food. That was like a trend for a while where it's like, they call it deconstructed pizza, and it's like, a jar of breadsticks with like, a glass of like, pizza sauce or something. It's like, you might call it pizza, spiritually it might have all of the pizza ingredients, but what makes it a pizza is, you make a round bread and it's the way it's assembled. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't just tell me this is Star Wars because all of the things that are there are normally there. It doesn't work because you didn't put it together the way that we like. We like pizza. We don't want deconstructed food. I did a whole bunch of food analogies in that one because that's what it felt like to me. It felt like a hipster type foodie wanted to do something trendy to impress his friends. He's like, watch what I do with this Star Wars franchise.
And that's Roundhead.
And that's exactly what we got. We got this like kind of artsy fartsy, nobody expected this to happen kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't fit. And it all it does is make everybody frustrated. It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. That movie's a dumpster fire.
And all you've done is you've created a tear in a universe that was working pretty good up until this point. And, all you did was make a lot of people unhappy, and you didn't make that many people happy because the kids sure as shit didn't buy the toys. So, Pete, speaking of toys, I went to Walmart probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. All them Marvel toys are gone, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If Santa Claus didn't get them Marvel toys by now, you're fucked. You are absolutely fucked. They are all gone. All the figures, all the toys, everything. So don't give me a shit about kids don't buy toys anymore. They buy what they like. Well, those movies work.
In a couple minutes here, I'm going to be going to, I got to run down to Secretary of State, renew my tabs, and do a few errands, go get some more Mucinex and stuff for my throw it here at the little bodega. But I'm going to stop by Walmart on the way home and take a look. And
those shelves are barren, dude.
Especially now that the movie dropped. Tony Alec and Uicus, yes, what makes the pizza is the way all the ingredients combined in harmony.
That's correct, and that's exactly what my review reflected. It's like it's like, if the arguments that I've gotten, it's like, well, this is about space wizards, and it's got all this. Why are you fans not happy? It's like, you have to understand it. It's the way it's assembled. It's not just your interpretation of somebody else's stuff. That would be like me going in and writing Doctor Who. It would be like me doing Game of Thrones. You know, it's like I don't know fuck all about Game of Thrones. I don't even care about it. You gave me like 160 million, told me to do a Game of Thrones movie, and people would fucking hate my guts because I'd probably turn it into a fucking cyberpunk sci-fi flick. You know, because I don't give a fuck. I just don't care.
Yep. So this is,
but I know enough to know to not disrespect those fans because I know how that feels. So I wouldn't do something like that.
Yep.
You know?
And that's it. Being on the receiving end of this, trash we've been dealing with is just, that's why you wouldn't wish this upon your worst enemy. Well,
or if I directed it, I would bring somebody else in to write it. Like I'd bring in, R.R. Martin or whatever the fuck his name is like a consultant, because I'm like, look, I don't understand how your brand works, dude. I need you to tell me what to do here, So
if I was doing a Game of Thrones movie, I would bring in,
I'd be intimidated as fuck,
Somebody I would have write it. I would have Ryan Johnson write it.
Right?
I figure, fuck it. We might as well have Ryan Johnson write it. If I'm doing Game of Thrones, I'm going to have Ryan Johnson write it. That way, when he gives me his first draft and it sucks, I'm going to ball it up like a piece of newspaper and beat him like a scalded dog.
And all those tweets that you were reading where they're like White Knight and Ryan Johnson's like, the dude is doing fine. Knives Out unfortunately made money, so he's not going to be like unemployed anytime soon. So, he can do that kind of shit. Stay away from the sci-fis, though. Stay the fuck away from franchises. I'm pretty sure he already is, but he's, according to everybody, that Star Wars trilogy is still going to happen.
Well, with Kathy saying there's not going to be any more trilogies, I mean, that's like an indirect bye-bye Ryan Johnson.
I know. They keep contradicting themselves. They're like, well, this is still happening, but then it's not. There's three truths here. There's like, the actual truth, and then Kathleen Kennedy's truth, and then Ryan Johnson's truth. And only one of them's the actual truth,
Yeah, none of them want to admit which one is which. So I think this is a pretty good place to wrap it up. I have some stuff to do, and get on with the day. And this is a good place right here, I think, man. This has been a good morning show. Thanks for joining me, Groove.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy. This is probably the last show I'll be able to do for the next 2 weeks. So other than do we want to plug the boardroom?
Yep. Should we show that?
Let's show that.
All right. Let me set this up.
Do it.
Let's see. Make sure I get share audio.
For those of you that don't know, me and 3 other YouTubers, we collaborate. We have a show that revolves amongst our channels. We call it the Boardroom, and it's just fellas talking about stuff like we just talked about.
Yep, and here is the opener for the show.
Everybody else shit. Fuck. Everybody else shit. Fuck. Everybody else shit. Fuck. Everybody else shit. Fuck. Bitch, are you for real?
I was totally trying to go for like an EVS type intro. I was like, I wanted something that's like started this gangster shit, with the pictures move, like the zooms and all that. I always thought was funny. I was going for that. So I don't know if I nailed it, but I was trying.
I think you did. I like
sweet.
All right, Tony, thank you for hanging out with us this morning, man. This has been episode, 15 of About Last Night. This was some Rise of Skywalker first reactions. I'm Itepokui, and in the place to be reviews, I've been here with all of you, joined by my brother from another mother, the Groovinator. And
don't forget to check us out Wednesday on my channel for the Boardroom, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more of this type of talk.
That's right. And if I don't see you, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.